Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Maxim Bondar, Logitech's Global Portfolio and Brand Manager. Thank you for joining us, Maxim.
Thank you very much for inviting.
What we're talking about are a couple of new products that you have out, really a trio, I suppose, designed specifically for Mac users. You've done something new with some of your great keyboards and a mouse, and new mouse. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we have just recently launched MX Master 3 for Mac and MX Keys for Mac. It's a new addition to our Master series, specifically adjusted for Mac users. And probably I first need to touch on what were the original products, MX Master 3 and MX Keys, which we launched last September. So this is our third generation of MX Master 3 mouse. Where we featured the innovative max speed wheel, which allows users to scroll as fast as 1,000 lines per second or be as precise as needed. These days, when advanced users scroll through tons of information, they need to be either really precise or to be really fast, and the wheel gives that opportunity to the user. Also, the mouse is equipped with a track on glass sensor, which tracks actually on any surface, including the glass, which allows users to be precise regardless of the surface they're working. Is it in the office, is it in the home office these days, or any other place? You track and you just think about what you do. You don't think about where to put your mouse on. And of course, we have customization opportunities and the preset profiles that allows you to work in actually any application and fine-tune your process for the job you're doing. Change assignments of the buttons. We have pre-installed profiles for the apps that I use most often, so it's out of the box optimized. So for example, back and forward buttons would be doing back and forward in when you're browsing, or they will be doing undo and redo when you're working in Excel, for instance. So this is the MX signature experiences, signature features for the mouse. And then for the keyboard, which we launched, we have there our perfect stroke typing, the best Logitech low profile typing experience. When users try it, they really love the way they feel the keys and they position their fingers on the keyboard. So this is something that we really mastered well for the users. Then we have the smart backlighting. We know advanced users work not only during the day. Sometimes they have tasks that need to be completed at night, and that where it really helps when you approach the keyboard, the hand move closer to the keyboard, and there is a sensor that feels your hand close and it illuminates, so you don't need to seek for the key to type in your password. It's kind of really immediately illuminating, and you start typing without pressing, backspace or delete buttons if you hit the wrong key. So you immediately see what you need to type. And also the ambient light sensor, which we also have there, it adjusts the keyboard lighting to the ambient light around you. So for example, if there is a sunny day and everything is very well visible, the light will go off completely and you save your battery life. If there is an environment that is really dark, you don't also need the bright light, because everything is quite subtle, and you don't want your eyes to be irritated with the bright light coming out of the keyboard. So it will settle the light just to the minimum. And if the environment is just so, you don't really understand if it's bright or if it's dark, then it will push the light to the maximum so you can see all the keys correctly. So this is the feature that users really like. Of course, multi-device support. We have 3 channels where you can switch from your main computer to your laptop to your iPad, and we know advanced users work across the machine, so that's really comes handy. And now back to your question, what is actually we are bringing new with our versions for Mac. Just to give some background, so we know already that the original version, which is really multi-platform, it works for Windows, for Mac, for Linux, was used by some Mac users. So up to 30% of users using the original products were already utilizing the Mac platform. However, we learned that still for Mac users who really appreciate Apple ecosystem, Apple devices, they would still be lacking something that would reassure them that this is the optimal experience that they will receive. So, for example, the biggest update we have would be coming for the keyboard, where we're using the Apple's original key layout. So we looked at all the Apple keyboards globally, US layout, European layouts, Asian layouts, and we copied exactly the keys, how Apple would position them and what they would put on them. So users who got used to this experience, to where the keys are positioned, they would keep this experience, they will keep their muscle memory, and they can start working on the MX keys for Mac without any change of the habit, but kind of having this better typing experience, having the smart backlighting, having like all the additional benefits that a MX keyboard brings. Also, what we knew is that as Apple is moving to USB-C, more and more users are also switching their charging devices, and kind of actually what they have is as USB-C power outlets, power plugs out of their MacBook Pros or chargers. So we're equipping our MX keys for Mac and our MX Master for Mac with USB-C to C charging cable. Of course, they can easily just pick their USB-C charging cable from their iPad or their MacBook Pro and plug into the keyboard and continue using it while charging. But if the cable is busy, if they really need to charge with an additional cable, they take our C2C cable, they plug it into the C outlet, and they utilize the speed of the USB-C charging. So for instance,
when you do that, are you still operating wirelessly?
Yes, you're still operating wirelessly.
You're just charging.
Yes, and actually the USB-C quick charging enables, if you just plug the charge into the mouse for 1 minute, it gives you 3 hours of work, and 3 minutes it's 8 hours of work. So it's really quick, and like full charge is 70 days. So you can really charge it once, and then you really even forget where you put your cable last time. So it really lasts long. And yeah, so that's easy, and that's appreciated by the Mac users, because we know the Mac users, they appreciate when the experience is complete, when they don't have any interruptions. When we actually design the products, we think about two things that must be valid for all our products for the advanced users. We know that advanced users appreciate staying in the flow. And that means that they need to be focused, and they don't need to think about the hardware. Hardware should help them, but they should not think about them when they work. And the second one, they need to work at the speed of thought. And that's even more true for Mac users. So that's why we try to optimize the performance for Mac users, to ensure that they stay in the ecosystem they love, and they have MX keys for Mac and MX Master for Mac as a kind of very natural additions to this ecosystem.
And this isn't replacing the original model, which will still work with Windows and Macs, etc.
No, exactly. It's not a replacement. It's an additional subline, may I call it like that, maybe, to be specifically tuned to work on Mac, and to reassure the Mac users that this is something that is really compatible, will work flawlessly when you connect on wire Bluetooth. And what I forgot to mention, which is also very important, I guess, we tried to match Apple's space gray color. So if you have like the full beautiful working table with Apple devices in space gray, then the MX keys for Mac and the MX Master for Mac will perfectly join the family and look good.
Yeah, styling is certainly important, but you pay attention to that throughout your whole product line, I suppose.
Yes, it's right. But I mean, our original line, it's in the graphite color, it's in the mid-gray color. So we designed it to match most of the kind of darker type devices or lighter type devices. But we believe that for Mac users, that's not good enough. They really appreciate the space gray. So we really launched this line in the space gray color, so to ensure the perfect match for the Apple space gray line.
Why don't we bring up, for people who are watching this, an image that you can show them just what these look like.
This should give the very good view of two products. So yeah, you see that the color of the keys and the top case of the mouse is black, exactly matching how Apple does that for their keys. If you look at the, for example, MacBook Pro, and then the second color is space gray. Both are, as I said, USB-C charging enabled. Both have 3 channels to connect with 3 devices: your iMac Pro, your MacBook Pro, your iPad, and they can easily switch between them just pressing, holding the button, holding one of the connection channel buttons.
Now, is the mouse also different from what you've had out before?
Well, mouse is, as I said, it's a different color. It has a C2C charging cable, and its settings is tuned to connect to the Mac OS as a default source of Mac OS, so it makes the connection easy and faster. But other than that, it's like the true hardware change comes with the layout of the keyboard, which is, as I said, true Mac. And then we're ensuring the connectivity, Bluetooth connectivity, is flawless for both devices, so users really enjoy flawless work wirelessly.
And you can see that the keyboard really has a low profile too.
Yes, it's a low profile, we call it laptop-like typing. But as I said, the technology behind the typing, we call it perfect stroke. So it's really very well balanced. You enjoy pressing every key, you feel it. You feel when you reach the bottom, you enjoy the feeling of response. And then it is also quite quiet. There is no wobbly keys. So kind of when you work at home at night with, as I said, with a smart backlighting, it will be quiet enough not to disturb your homies from sleep or you're from having your inspiration.
And during this COVID-19 pandemic, are you seeing a lot more interest from people in buying new keyboards and mice and just having better equipment to work with?
Yeah, we do see the increase. Actually, we have seen the increase in the interest in the past years, even before the pandemic, because the digital creation is on the rise. People want to create stuff on the computers. There are a lot of digital professions growing, expanding, like software developers, like analytics, and everything connected with kind of computing, where when you depend on your input, on your interaction with the computing was growing already. Like every device becomes smart soon, right? And so you need to program for that. You need to understand how it works. But then with the COVID-19, exactly as you said, as people are not working in the office, they need to work from home, and they want to actually be as productive at home as they used to be in the office. So they are equipping their home offices with equipment that can help them work as productive as they want to.
And you have another new product that you can tell us about as well a little bit. I think it's called the K380 keyboard.
Yes, our second other product that we have just released is a K380 for Mac. It's the other kind of keyboard targeting a little bit different target audience, but also it's optimized for Mac. It's featuring Mac layout, but as you see, it's very small, very stylish, very compact, but still very straightforward in terms of what you can do and wherever you can do it. It also has the 3 channels, so you can connect it to 3 different Apple devices. It can be MacBook, it can be iMac or iPad or iPhone even. You can quickly grab it with you to work on the go, to work outside, or like put it on your table at home, and it will also complement the style of your table, of your like bright Mac devices, lighter Mac devices, because we also know that a lot of Mac users also prefer white color. Young audience prefer rose colors. So this gives you the opportunity to be more expressive and to put yourself into the devices that you use.
Tell us about the pricing for the K380 and the other keyboard and mouse.
So MX Master 3 for Mac is available at $99.99. The same price for MX keys, $99.99. It's the same price as our original version. And K380 for Mac is $39.99, available in the United States and Canada only. It's not available in other markets at the moment.
Terrific. So where do people go? I think I know the answer for more information on all these products.
Well, of course, this is logitech.com. We have a very detailed pages overviewing the experience for all the products we have just talked. And yeah, there is also more information in terms of how you can use the products for your specific, some of your professions, like MX for creativity, MX for coding. So there are some good advices there as well.
Terrific. Maxim, Bondar, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Thanks a lot for inviting. Have a great day.
Cooking with the power of the sun. Hi, I'm Fred Fishkin, here to tell you about the latest innovation from my friend Patrick Sherwin and his great team at GoSun Stove. The GoSun Fusion has arrived using the company's tried and true reflectors and a solar vacuum tube to get you cooking without the mess of charcoal, heavy propane tanks, or smoke. A really bright idea. And with an optional solar panel and battery storage and the ability to plug in at home or on the road, you really can use the GoSun Fusion to cook anytime and anywhere, day or night, rain or shine. I love what Patrick and his team are doing, and so will you. Want to learn more? Head to gosun.co to check out all of the company's products and innovations, and use the code Techstination to save 10%. That's gosun.co.